Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and this is some real change stock options trading journey. And today, Thursday, April the 11th, so happy, so grateful to be here. What a day yesterday was to sit on the sidelines. Roller coaster ride of a day yesterday was. Dr. J is in the building. We will be taking our time this morning, allowing the charts to develop, looking for opportunities when they present themselves. Good morning, Dan. Grateful for you to be in the building with us. I did not trade at all yesterday. That huge drop pre-market was an indicator to me. Leave yesterday alone. That's exactly what I did. Brand new day upon us. Brand new opportunity. A little more than 3 minutes left on the clock. Good morning, Lance. How did you guys do yesterday? I was just telling Dan, Lance, and Dr. J that I did not trade at all yesterday. I did not trade at all yesterday. We'll definitely be looking for A+ setups. We've just been putting in a lot of strange candles on the daily chart. And we are red for the week. Our second consecutive red week. The last minute effort by the Bulls last week has been wiped out. And the Bulls making it happen this morning. Had a good trade and ended green. That is awesome. Good job. Nice possible trade here. Nice call here for the 512. And then again, a nice call at the end of the day at 3 o'clock here. See what the day brings as the market gets ready to set us off here. Less than 5 seconds. A'udhu billahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. As we begin today, I'm not going to put up pre-market high. I'm not going to put up pre-market on this chart. And the month of Ramadan is over, so I will be stepping away this morning to go get a cuppa. I've been looking forward to getting a cuppa. So I'm definitely going to allow the market some room today, guys. Just so I can have a very clear setup. The way the market started yesterday was insane. It did stretch and mellow out after 10 o'clock. Does anybody have any trading plans they would like to share this morning? Any ideas, any areas that you're looking at? And we just closed the gap. Interested to see what happens here. Good morning, future Dr. Tamanya Arnay. Thank you for joining us this morning as well. My beloved baby daughter, shout out to you. Call me at the nick of time, Tamanya. I'm getting ready to go step out and grab me a cuppa. As the vainglorious month of Ramadan is over, I can now eat and drink during the daytime. So I'm going to go grab me a cuppa and see if it is packed with energy. Right now, before I go, guys, I want to let you know what I'm looking at. I want to set me an alarm right here at 5:15.7. If the market is able to trade back up and above the 5:15.7, then I am looking to take a call from this area to the 5:17. So that will be a 5:15 call that I will be looking at. Getting in, let's see, 5:15.8. So that is what I'm looking at right now. Other than that, going to give the market some time to develop. But I am looking at a call. Switch to my mobile unit to speak to you guys in the chat. And I'll be right back. Yep, I see that too, Lance. Perfect retest of Wednesday's low. Right to the line I had drawn. A lot of liquidity right here that the Bulls could temporarily use. At least get back to VWAP. Is anybody taking the trade yet? Yep, not yet. Me either. I do see some controlled buying being done here, just for the bears to possibly liquidate them. The bears are not having it. Indicative of rejection of higher prices. This was a potential strong bullish move. And the bears rejected that higher price all the way back down. From the 513.40 to 512.80 and the remainder of that candle. I do have a 512 call. Looking for the break of this selling algo. Oh, okay. I see Lance say he took a trade earlier, took a put earlier, took a 513 put. I can see that. I just got in a call right here. With the breaking of this selling algo, I believe that's going to put some pressure on some still remaining bears. Very tight risk, but it was absolutely worth it with the understanding that I could see the algos, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. So I then put them on the chart for you guys to show you exactly where the area of that potential break of the selling algo would be. Knowing and understanding that this is a bearish day, there are some bears in here who might want to take profit. So that's what I'm. Two places where I like to join bears, where they take profits and where they stop out. Again, guys, we always have to remember there is no such thing as missing out. The market will always give us another opportunity to trade. It may be later on that day, it may be the next day, but the market will always give us another opportunity to take a trade. The only thing in question is when that time does come, will we trade it to the best of our ability? Will we try to reduce our errors by at least 1% every day? And this should be our goal. Just to be 1% better today. 1% better. So I wanted to quickly acknowledge the smaller algo that I was seeing today with this controlled selling. Yes, there was an opportunity to take a put at the 514.5, but I wasn't here. I was not ready, and therefore I didn't feel the need to push myself. I wasn't ready. I needed a cuppa. I needed to wake up. So that was an opportunity, yes, but the market is filled with opportunities. And what good is the opportunity if you're not in a position to take advantage of it? You can fumble it, you can mistrade it, you can misuse the opportunity. So out of respect of the opportunity, I had to get myself together first. Come back, be patient, be observant, gather the information that we do, and we even understand what's going on right now. That if you take a call below VWAP, VWAP would have to be your first profit-taking area. It's the same way if we short above VWAP, VWAP would also have to be your first profit-taking area, as VWAP itself acts as a natural resistance when the price is below it and acts as a natural support when the price is above it. So yes, right now the trade is currently going my way, but it's not a successful trade potentially until we get over, if we get over VWAP. Us getting over VWAP would then allow us to see some more bear covering. This are the bears now that are fighting for their position, for their money. If these bears start covering, we could have a domino effect. And with that domino effect being in play, I'm only looking for novice bears to cover. I do understand overall this is a red week, this is a red day. So this is not a trade I'm going to marry. just a trade I'm going to enjoy and then get out. But I do want to allow it to mature. And that is a shooting star, ladies and gentlemen. So if the price started dropping from here, I would not be surprised, because that is a textbook shooting star. Now, a failed shooting star is a bullish move. Very interesting what's going to happen here. Either the market can go against me, forcing me to cover, or it can go greatly in my favor by breaking out and above a potential VWAP. I don't know. But we're going to remain a little more patient. And again, don't get it twisted. Even with this short move right here that we're looking at, from where I got in to where the market is trading right now on the option train with 100 contracts, this is $1,000 move. I repeat, with 100 contracts, this is $1,000 move. Catching the break of the selling algo, breaking out of the selling algo, taking it right to VWAP. Amazing. So you don't need to be in the market for a long time. You just need to recognize entries and exits and then be able to quickly execute on that. Again, VWAP acting for the second time as a natural resistance. And again, we have to identify the shooting star. And then now we had a failed shooting star at first, but in fact, it only reinforced it with the bears coming back in a second time. So that actually make this trading blow it now a little stronger than in previous times. But I'm willing to be patient. Now, if we break back into this selling algo, then I am wrong. What if we don't break back into it? That means that bulls need to build a little liquidity to take it over VWAP. So I understand and welcome a pullback. So I'm going to remain in my call and remain patient. a little bit of level two entertainment because it is a battle going on right now between the Bulls and the Bears. And the Bears are winning right now, currently. But the Bulls love lower prices and are starting to stack up. The Bears know and understand, especially this guy. I don't know if you guys remember him, but I'm going to go ahead and draw another candle over him as well. These are the Bears right now that are defending under VWAP, holding their positions, averaging down or up rather. And these are also the Bears that we want to see get covered, because if they get squeezed, that'll take us above VWAP and potentially beyond. Walaikum assalam. Haha, Nas is in the building. Yes, sir. Glad to have you here, brother. What are you looking at so far? What have you traded? I know our brother sometimes he trades the QQQs and the SPX as well. So we're glad he dropped in on us when he was looking at the SPY. Grateful for that. Or have you taken any trades today? I myself am currently in a call. Being patient with it. I held that Tesla overnight, cashed out at the open. All right, profit. And I just hit a NVIDIA call done for this morning. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Anytime you're able to take money away from the market, you deserve praises for that. Because the market is designed to go against us. This is a negative sum game. This is not a zero sum game. In a zero sum game, if I have $5 and you have $5, if I'm right, I win your $5. If you're wrong, you lose your $5. In a negative sum game, it doesn't quite work the same. The loser loses more and the winner wins less. And in between, two brokers laugh all the way to the bank. So the loser loses $5 plus fees. The winner wins $5 minus fees. So the game is already set up on both ends. So in a minus sum game, you have to be head and shoulders above the rest. This is not a profession you can be average in. This is not a profession you can be pretty good in. This is a profession that you will either succeed greatly and immensely and become rich, or you will go broke trying. It's just that simple. This is not something like minor league baseball. There's no minors in trading. There are the sharks, and then there's the shark's food. And the goal is to get in and survive. The goal is to get in and survive long enough to learn how to swim with the sharks, eventually making you a shark yourself. And if that's not your goal, then ultimately you will become food. So to those of you who are watching, who look at the replays, who are learning, we encourage you to keep learning. This is a lifelong skill, and there's no place else you can go and expect after a year or two to be making the top dollar. It just doesn't happen in any profession. The rookie doesn't make the same money as the franchise guy. An empowering thing we can do, guys, and I continue to remind myself, even though it has become just a little harder with us, but go study your losses. Study your losses is the quickest way to shorten your learning curve. The learning curve is natural and different for everyone, but the elements in it are the same. The sooner you eliminate your human error, the sooner you will become profitable. The technicals are easy. The control over your emotions and your psychology, that is what separates the sharks from the bait. Knowing and understanding, and then having the ability to execute when the time comes for it. Brother Nas says, SPY looking weak. Yes, it is. And the cues. The SPY has a potential double bottom. You're looking at the 5-minute chart if it comes down to the 512.05. Yes, it does. But right now, my brother, and I do agree with you, because that would mean that we would have to get right back into this controlled selling algo that we have now broken out of. And remember the reason that I said I was being patient in this call. I said because the bulls are going to have to use the bears as some liquidity to break out and above VWAP. By me knowing and understanding that allowed me to be patient on this pullback that I told you guys I was actually welcoming. So this was a very exciting pullback for me, and not one to shake me out, because my knowing and understanding the ebb and the flow of the market. We're breaking out of a controlled selling algo, and in order for the bulls to get it higher, you're going to have to trap some bears. Well, these bears actually thought that they were squeezing these bulls with the rejection of VWAP, with the setup of a doji, shooting star doji, and then a red candle. But in fact, this was a very small divergent trick from the bulls to squeeze these bears in this candle to get us back up and above VWAP. Now, with a little bit more than 1 minute left, it's not about where the stock price trades, it's all about where it closes. If we do get a close, and no one knows, if anybody tell you they know what the market is going to do, they are lying. All we can do is read what the market is showing us and has shown us in the past. If we perchance get a close above VWAP, then that will start to put pressure on these 1005 bears. It is the covering of these 1005 bears where I look to extend my profit taking area. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, it does appear that that is happening. Guys, this is what you tuned in for. This is what you waited for. This is what I'm giving you. Absolutely, because if it does come back to that level, he said, I agree with you 100%. I was just saying if it came back down to that level, absolutely. And if it came back down here, that would absolutely be a double bottom. And it is still potentially on the table because we did not close above VWAP. We came to VWAP yet again, and VWAP is holding as a current resistance. Still going to be a little patient, but if it does come back down, that means that these bulls will now be used as liquidity to take the price right back down and retest today's low. Will that happen? We do not know yet, but all we can do is wait and see. Paper cut on the shooting star, Dan said. Understandably, Dan. Understandably, it wasn't an ideal shooting star. Ideal shooting stars take place at the top of an uptrend. This is a downtrend with a bounce where the shooting star was placed, but it was also placed under VWAP. And typically when the stock price is trading below VWAP, it has more of a bearish sentiment. And when the stock price is trading above VWAP, it has more of a bullish sentiment. And that's actually what I am holding on for, to see if this does turn into a bullish sentiment. And as our teammate Nas pointed out, if it does not, then this will remain a bearish sentiment and could very well come right back down and give us a double bottom. But a paper cut, Dan, is always better than a deep cut. It's not so much the identification of the candle, because that was a spot on shooting star, but it's also the location of the candle. And if we go look at our playbook, let me pull that up real quick here. And coming fresh out of the playbook, the bearish play shooting star, okay, for a particular A plus setup, the criteria for validation occurs at the top of an uptrend is the very first thing. The other thing that we pointed out is that shooting star itself, it could also create or occur at the top, meaning at the supply or resistance area. At a supply or resistance area. So this was a shooting star by name, but as far as trading it by pattern, it wasn't ideal, because again, this is a downtrend and this was a bounce from a downtrend, and it could be a dead cat bounce because it's not getting back over VWAP. However, I still will remain patient, as I understand the bulls could potentially be building liquidity, and I've already identified here to the left who is fighting, who is supporting these lower prices right now. so I understand clearly whom I'm up against as I've highlighted them. So either I will win or I will lose, but my risk is very tight. My understanding is intact of why I'm holding on, and my vision is clear to see that as of yet, we have not gotten back into a selling algo. In fact, we're sideways. Let me show you guys that on the handy dandy line chart. As you guys know, I love to use the handy dandy line chart to illustrate things a little more. This was that controlled selling that we were in, guys. And when we broke out of that controlled selling is where I bought at, for the thought and anticipation that we would now start putting pressure on today's bears, identifying the first of them who would begin the covering, and that could possibly spark a domino effect. The risk was absolutely worth the reward. So I got in the call, showed you where I got in at, and was very patient and explained to you why I was still holding through these pullbacks, knowing that these bulls are going to have to build a little liquidity in order to get these bears to start squeezing. So I knew it wasn't going to be a very quick ride to the bank. Nonetheless, I'm in the car with my seatbelt on. And now you can see that we're having some sideways action right here. And that is understandable, as the stock price will only do one of three things. It will either go up, go down, or go sideways. And right now we're going sideways. So I will again be patient, looking at level 2, knowing that the 513.7 is an area right now of resistance. The 513.7. So what I would like to see is us get over that 513.8. That, I believe, will start and put me into some nice profits finally here. Again, looking at level 2, this is the bid, what the buyers are willing to pay. This is the ask, what the sellers are asking for their price. Is that, yeah? So on level 2, the bears are refusing to allow the price to get over 513.75. Okay? If they do, that means the bulls will then start squeezing them, and we will definitely see a jump to the 514. That's why you would not see this price here get over the 513.7. But the bulls are stacking up, and they're now starting to place larger orders. And right now we have a back and forth tug of war. The bid is very tight, 1 cent bid. So even perchance if something happened and you guys had to slam the bid or slam the ask to get out of whatever position you were in trading the SPY, slippage would be none at all. Of course, you would have your fees to pay, but with a 1 cent difference between the bid and an ask, even hitting a market order, trading the SPY will not hurt you. That is also one of the benefits of trading the SPY. If you're in profits, if you have to hit your stop, a tight spread will keep you from suffering a lot of slippage. Now, you guys also see here, and I'm also showing you a head and shoulders. And what happens at head and shoulders is one of three things. A stock can either continue in the direction it was going, or it can reverse and go back where it came from. I am holding on to my position because even after this pullback, you can see on the line chart, we put in a higher low. Guys, I'm going to need you to hit the like button for this. I'm giving up all the juices, and you know I love to do so. I just ask you guys support the channel. I don't charge a thing. I look forward to getting monetized by YouTube, and then that way I can make money off of YouTube just from attendance and not from trying to show people how to trade as these other people do. Yes, there is a time and a place for everything, and there will soon be a time where we will have to elevate and limit the people in our group and only allow those people to be people who are serious, as my brother Cool will guide me to that when that time comes. But right now, the only support that I ask for is that you hit the like button if you do understand the analysis that I'm giving you. And this is a liquidity analysis. And this is a great time also to thank our sponsors, T-Shirts for Traders. Guys, keep a look on the screen at the 513.7. If this hits 513.8, the bears will start covering and we're gonna jump to the 514. Keep looking as I pull up our sponsor, T-Shirts for Traders. Thank you, T-Shirts for Traders, as liquidity does matter. Again, T-Shirts for Traders. Thank you, T-Shirts for Traders. And thank you for hitting the like button, as I just explained to you in detail exactly what would happen at the 513.8, that it would jump all the way to the 514, and that's exactly what the market did. Not that I know anything, but I can read what the market is showing us. I understand the algos, and I take my time, and I am perfecting this lifelong skill. I'm not trying to get rich quick, but I'm definitely trying to get rich for certain. Use this information however you feel. I'm just your teammate, and this is not financial advice. I am just a teammate calling out what I see to my other teammates. Same way you guys do if you see that I might be stepping in some quicksand or some doo-doo. I appreciate you guys giving me the heads up. Even though you may hear my voice, everyone's thoughts, everyone's suggestions and input is important, because one thing about a team, it takes everyone playing their position for all of us to win. And in this game of trading, there is no point of us being enemies of one another. Let us attack the market makers. Let us attack those fake gurus that's out here that not really showing people how to trade and taking their money. Let us attack these brokers and these outrageous fees. And soon again, I will revisit and show you guys how to get lower fees from your broker. I'll call them up and say, listen, I'm going to need you to treat me a lot better with these fees. Now, we knew and understand where the market would go. We didn't say it would stay there. You gotta love this game, guys. You gotta love it. And again, I was so busy showing you guys and giving a shout out to our sponsor that I didn't take none off myself. Not a problem. That's exactly what we're doing. Picking the cherries, Lance said. Dan, certainly with you. Awesome, guys. Is our brother Charles in the building today? Is he in the building this morning with us? If so, give us a quick shout out or acknowledgement, thumbs up. We might have lost a couple teammates on the way due to my inconsistencies here lately, but I do apologize for that, guys. And we'll do my best to do better. Yes, sir. All right. He is in the building. And again, as we stated before, it doesn't matter where the stock trades. It's all about where the stock price closes. And even though we did hit that 214, she closed right back below VWAP. The bulls are still trying to apply pressure, and the bears are still defending this 514 area. I'm just happy to be involved. And I am still holding on to my call. Not just involved like everyone else here, we are committed. Now, if we can get a close above this 514, not a trade above it, and we're not going to let this candle fool us. There is a lot of time left in this 5-minute candle. But with a close above the 514 and then a continuation, let me show you what guys what that will look like here. Got a little close like this and a continuation. That will possibly be all that the early bears need to see and start covering. And with this understanding, not because they're losing money, they're just losing profit. So the psychology is, okay, I've been in this and made a whole lot of money. Now we're trading above VWAP. And again, that has a tendency to be a little bit more bullish. So am I going to watch all of my profit deplete? Absolutely not. So when they start covering, this continuation candle could spark a domino effect and allow my profits to go even higher. So now I'm actually looking forward to turning this 514 area of resistance into an area of support. I know it's going to have to be tested, but I'm willing to be patient. A lot of time still left on the clock. Now that's not going to say that this is going to happen, because no one knows. I'm just identifying and highlighting, if this does happen, what that could potentially look like. And then that would now allow us to retest the 5-14-3 area, as we've done here in the past. If we look here to the left, this is another area of resistance. So again, if you're not going to marry her, this would be a good place to take her and then leave her alone. But the thing is, getting to the 5-14-3 area would still mean that these bears' profit would be just a little less. So you see them coming on very strong, indicated by these upper wicks that the bears are rejecting these higher prices, and so very desperately want to use these recent bulls that I am a part of as liquidity to take the market back down to, as Brother Nas said, potentially a double bottom. A lot of time left on the clock. Yet another shooting star, but again, it's not at the top of an uptrend, so it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Neither did it close above the 514 area, so the bears are still very much in control. The only thing left right now, guys, is time and a little bit of patience. Only two things can happen. Either the bears prevail, bring the stock price lower, and in the process begin the covering of all these recent bulls, which I'm a part of, possibly go back down and retest the lows, possibly get back into a selling out. Or the bulls keep allowing these downward moves to give hope to bears, only to turn around and use them as liquidity to finally get the price up and above the 514. However, there is a strong defense area here that has to be acknowledged. Yes, that is a shooting star, Lance. But again, it's a shooting star, but it's not at the top of an uptrend. It's not creating a supply level. So it's not an ideal shooting star, or rather, not an A+ shooting star. An ideal shooting star takes place up here, guys, at the top of an uptrend, way above VWAP, allowing VWAP to be your natural first area of resistance. Again, a shooting star, the A+ setup, occurs at the top of an uptrend. A shooting star could also create, or occur as supply or resistance. Indicating here in my examples, shooting star taking place above VWAP. A shooting star taking place above VWAP. Again here, guys, a shooting star taking place above VWAP, which is indicating that this is also the top of an uptrend. Not a problem. And guys, that playbook right now is absolutely free, located in the bio. For those of you who may want to get it, look at it, understand it, review it, so that way when we call these plays out, and I don't know how much longer that will be available. It depends on Charles. He'll let me know. But thank you for the question, because we're all here learning together, and I probably didn't explain that a little better earlier. So I'm glad I got a chance to look at the playbook myself so that I could better reiterate the fact that the top of an uptrend, meaning above VWAP, because technically this is trending up or grinding up right now. It is. Yes, it is. So excuse me for not explaining it a little clearer. I hope that in that review for us all, that we benefited from that further detailed explanation. That technically, yes, this is a shooting star, but for the criteria, it's not in the most ideal place for it. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't work. It just means that it's not an A+ setup. Dan said being under VWAP is what also faked me out earlier. Yep. As we generally state, if you take a short above VWAP, you want to cover above VWAP, and then you could possibly leave a runner. And if you buy below VWAP, you want to take some profits, Abdul. You want to take some profits. Okay? Because VWAP acts as a natural resistance as well. But I'm just enjoying myself with you guys. It's been a while. We way past 11 o'clock, but it's been a while since I've been on here. And I went and got that cuppa. So I have the energy to keep holding on. And don't mind explaining what I see, and the chat is always open. Why that popped up? Man, 96 shots in 41 seconds. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is my hometown, guys. Chicago. So grateful. The most dangerous thing I'm doing now is trading stocks. Nonetheless, our thoughts, prayers, and condolences go out to all the victims everywhere of every crime. You have to realize how good we have it. And not take it for granted that we can sit here behind this computer and make hundreds and thousands of dollars. It's truly a blessing. Truly a blessing. Let's take a peek right back here, level 2. See what they're gonna do. Here come the cherries. Yeah, they are resisting, man. We're looking for that 514 break now. Well, we don't have to do that because we know that it'll break 514. The question is, will it close above 514? As I can hear Dan's voice in my ear, let the candle close. Here on Some Real Change, we always stress, we don't care where the candle trades, we only care where it closes. Because you can get faked out real quick, but nonetheless, we cannot deny. Look at these bears. I mean, these bears are showing off. Look at these bears. Don't allow the color to fool you. These are bears hiding in bull clothing. These are bears, ladies and gentlemen. And they are not playing. They are fighting. They are attacking. But we know right now who their leader is. I know who I'm up against. Make no doubt about it. I know who I'm up against. Make no doubt about it. But I know, as history has shown us, There are people who love to SPY at low prices. There are people who want to be on that ride back to the 524. So there are people who are going to buy down here. And I was one of them. But I waited for a clear indicator of when to buy, and that came once we broke out of this selling algo, which I'm now going to take off the screen. I can't just keep giving up all the goods all the time. Gotta save just a little for us. We are currently in a buying algo, guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and identify that for us. Just give me a little bit of time. I will get it on here. Bam. There is our buying algo. And this is also why I have been comfortable with all the retracements, is because we have yet to substantially get outside of this buying algo with a continuation move. Yes, we got out of here, but on this continuation move, she pulled right back into it. And again, this was a battle at VWAP. Me knowing and understanding that allowed me to be a little bit more patient as well. And now also looking at the time, keeping that in mind as well. As the time goes on, we're going to have more and more big money players start to come back from lunch. And when they come back from lunch, we will see what the market is thinking, what big money is thinking. Because the market is going to do whatever big money wants it to do. Again, identifying all of these bears in bull skin who are going to have to fight or cover. And which is why my next potential profit taking area will be the 514.4, as that will also be the top of this buying algo if we reach there. Don't know if we will. Don't claim to know. I only claim to see the algos and show the team where they are, where the potential move is, and then I put my money where my mouth is, take the trade and show you guys where I took it, share my wins with you, sometimes share my losses as well. And then we take those losses and learn from them to become better winners. Again, I am excited, but I will be excited with a close finally above the 514. And that could potentially happen, guys, in less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. .30 seconds left. Again, it's not about where you trade, it's about where you close. But I sure would love to flip the color on this candle. And let's do that. Let's go ahead and flip the color on that candle. And this will start taking us to some of those profits we were talking about here, guys. As I started taking some profits here, again, don't know what's going to happen up here, but know something is going to happen. Looking forward. A lot of time left on this clock. Looking forward to strolling on into that 514.4. See if we can just stroll on into it. Oh yeah, there we go. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that as well, right to the top of the selling algo. What a beautiful trade. Right to the top of it. And that's where I took my second profit at, guys. Was anybody in that car with me to the bank? I know you were. I know you were. But more importantly, guys, I hope you appreciated the analysis. And I thank you for your patience as we took that ride, guys. I enjoy being here. I enjoy spending this time with you guys. Don't want to burn you out. We're going to let this candle close, guys. But again, we knew who the enemy was. We already identified him. We identified his weakness. We identified him having to cover, and we joined him in doing that. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for being a part of this journey and sharing it with me. Again, I can't promise you a long time, but I can promise a good time. Now, again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But again, let us look at overall. Overall, we are still, and this was a counter trend move, we are still red on the day. We are still red on the week. Yes, we had a very nice, controlled buying, okay? But again, as I announced, we would not be marrying that position. We would only take her out and enjoy her. Being that the bears are dominant for the week, look for a potential reversal and look for the bears to possibly use these bulls as liquidity. Don't jump into anything without setting an alarm first, waiting for a clear pattern, waiting for a clear understanding. Don't give the market back any money unnecessarily. Allow the market to force you to take another trade. I mean, a move so good it just forces you to take another trade. That would potentially happen if the stock price got underneath the 513.2. So this here, I will possibly set an alarm for the return of the bear attack, as overall, this move that we just made money off of could be a liquidity builder to take the price back down lower, right back to the 512, as Nas said, and give us a potential double bottom. We've enjoyed ourselves this far. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to being with you tomorrow here on the channel. Bye for now.